This is a walkthrough of how to insert a figure into an APA style paper. If we look here, we see I've got my example paper, and I've already got a couple of figures here. These resources are available at the Nightingale Writing Center, and you can take a look at them. But in this video, I want to do like a step-by-step for how to add one more so we get an idea of how to do it. And I found this one from this nursing blog, RN Network, this infographic. It's very long. I don't think I want to use it all, but this higher ed goals or the education pathways is an interesting thing to add to my paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is select that part of the infographic that I want. But I know that I will have to cite this and say who the author and where this information comes from. And although Lindsay Wilcox looks nice, I think she is citing from somewhere else. So she's got this link from this in this infographic from the Institute of Medicine. And if I scroll down at the bottom, I can see that's the source as well. So my first step is I'm going to click this link and see where it takes me. And this takes me to the National Academy's infographic, which is more the original source of this image. So that will help me when I am trying to cite and write my reference entry. So let's say it's this educational pathway that I want to include in my paper. I'm talking about registered nurses, and so I want to have this information about them. Now, I could include the entire infographic. I can right-click and copy the image and paste the image. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I could paste the image. It's very big. So I would have to do something to try and figure out how to make it smaller. But since really what I want is here, I'm just going to screen cap this part. So now I have the screen capture, and I'm going to come back to my Word document. So I know I'm going to have to write something about this, the details of the image before I talk about it. So I'm just going to start it that way, and I'll come back and write more there. I'm going to hit enter, so I have a little blank space before, and I'm going to make a figure 3. I'm not sure why it's changed to Helvetica. I need it to be in the same font as the rest of my paper. So I'm going to change it back. And I've made it figure 3 because I have figure 2 on the page before. I'm going to go ahead and insert the picture that I made. I'm in the way. I'm going to go ahead and insert it. And then above it, I'm going to make sure it has a title. My title is going to be italicized and in title case. And I could give it education pathway, but the rule in APA is the title must make it clear what's in the figure. And I can decide as the writer what the title of my figure is. So I'm going to go with that. Nurses and the types of degree they have can be my title. So I've got the number here in bold. I've got the title that I've written that clearly gives the idea of what's here. And I think I want to make it a little smaller. So I've double clicked this and I'm going to click crop. And I'm going to just have that. And then I'm going to just have that. Okay, so this is the data that I want to include and I want to talk about in my paper. So I'm going to come here to the end of the image and I'm going to hit a space. And then I'm going to hit, I'm going to write note. But this should not be in bold. Okay, it should be italicized. Now, technically, notes after figures are entirely optional in APA, except for when you didn't make the figure or table yourself. Then you must include the citation here in the bottom with some very specific rules. But for now, I'm going to come back to that in a little bit because I want to make sure that I am writing about it and citing it before. And I'm going to put the in-text citation. Ooh, this is an old source. Okay, you won't be using a 2011 source, I think. But I'm going to go ahead and do it for this example. So according to IOM 2011, this is my fact. Maybe it's not the best, but okay. And then before I finish that sentence, I'm going to say see figure 3 in parentheses, hit and enter, period. So this is what the citation should look like in the paragraph before you've inserted the figure. Now let's go in and put the note. So in the note, I can write some details about what would help somebody understand this figure more, or I can just write the citation. And for this one, I'm just going to write the citation. In the note, we put it in a bit of a weird order. It might look like a reference entry, but we do it in a different order from APA reference entries. And I'll do that one in a little bit. So I'm going to put that one here. I'm just going to put ref here so I remember I'm finding the information at the same time. So the first thing I'm going to put in my note is adapted from. And I'm doing that because I didn't take the whole image. So I need to make sure it's clear that there's only a part of it that I've done. And then I'm going to put it in quotes about what the title of this image is. Now I can scroll down or I can scroll up. The beauty of an infographic is it's got a title here at the top. If yours doesn't have a title, you might look in the caption for it. You might right-click and search image with Google and see if you can find that same image in a different place with the title. There are many ways to be able to find a title. So this is different. Up here, I wrote this title as the writer of the paper, but here it has to be what this title is. So, the future of nursing. And then I'm going to write by, which is a weird thing to write in APA. But by who? By the Institute of Medicine. So I have written the title and the author. Now I'm going to include a comma and put the year 2011. And then the website title, which is National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine. And then I'll put the link in parentheses. And that's my note. Let me make the reference by putting author, year, title with infographic in brackets, then the website page, and then the link. Because this will be on my reference page, let me copy it down to there. And because it was already set up to have hanging indents, it's naturally formatted that for me. I hope this helps you understand a bit more step by step how to go about inserting a figure into your paper. Of course, we are always here at the Writing Center to help you step by step. Let us know how we can.